Hi, everybody, and welcome to Unity Radio 97.9 FM, Worcester's Community Connection. My name is SuSanity Life. I'm the host here at the SuSanity Life Show. Super excited to be here. What a beautiful day today. The sun's out. We did have snow yesterday. That was kind of crazy. I woke up and looked out the window and there was snow. My boyfriend was like, it's going to snow tomorrow. I'm like, you're crazy. Sure. Then I woke up and there was snow all over the place. And I was like, well, this is crazy. And then by the afternoon, it was gone, right? So sometimes things come and they go, right? And that's kind of life. Some things come and some things go. We have to figure out things now, figure out things later, right? So today I'm super excited because I have two amazing guests. Originally, I was going to have a one, but now I get to have two, and I get so excited because I love to show people the growth that others have had throughout their journey in life, right? And that's kind of what's going on right now with these two amazing guests of mine. So I want to introduce you to Donna French and Martine Lopez. They are the owners and curators of Animal Aura Yoga. Yes. And it's a puppy yoga. Can you imagine? So anyway, it's so fun. But Donna and I have known each other for a really long time. We actually met in a network marketing company, a direct sales company, and we've been friends ever since. And that was in 2007. Yep. And then Martine and I met 6 years ago.
6 years already?
Yeah.
Yeah.
6 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I just opened the clinic and I opened it 6 years ago, 2020. Yeah. So for 6 years. And they've both been through many different things in life. And one of the things that they did was come together and are willing to fight the biggest fight ever at different times. And that's why Martine is actually in a wheelchair, because he got and somebody hit him. Terrible situation. But look, he's here.
Here I am.
And so it goes to show you that even through some of the trials and tribulations in life, if you're willing to do the work and fight your biggest fight, there's nothing that you can't overcome. And for me, and actually both of us, we believe in God, right? We believe that God has a presence in our life. And we believe that the reason why we go through some of the things that we do is not only to be a part of his mission, but also to learn what we're supposed to learn as human beings here, right? So welcome to the radio show.
Thank you so much for inviting us here.
Thank you so much.
So why don't you tell our viewers and our Facebook Live viewers a little bit about you?
Hi, my name's Donna French. I'm from Wilbraham, Mass. And I just want people to be happy generally in life and to enjoy just that happiness. And I met Martine about 6.5 years ago in a business. It was solar. We were just selling door-to-door solar, and he's amazing at what he does in the solar business. He understands every aspect of it. He breaks things down to the customer, and I remember sitting there watching him being like the #1 salesman of the week, and I always want to learn from the best person. You know, what do you do? What do you say? And over time, him and I became literally best friends. And from there, our journey and knowing each other over the last few years brought us to where we both really want to help people mentally, emotionally, and we both love animals. I'm a big animal lover. I was a 4-H leader for over 28 years. My daughter and I raised and showed rabbits. Yes, people can show rabbits just like you show dogs and horses. And I helped run a few horse rescues and just been an animal lover my whole life. And I see that socialization in dogs, there's a need for it. And we have a very specific business model that we decided to open up together. So that's just a little bit about me.
Mm-hmm.
And Martine. So Martine, God, he wrote a book, which is going to eventually be out soon. And his story is amazing. We'll get into a little bit more, but why don't you just introduce yourself first and tell people who you are?
So my name is Martine Lopez. I was born in South America. I grew up in Puerto Rico and all across the United States. And, I didn't have much guidance as a youth, so I kind of ran wild. And then eventually I started to pick up on the important things in life, which are like empathy and kindness to your fellow neighbor. I've had trouble, I've had ups and downs, but as I became a father, I just wanted to do a little bit better. So I took off on my own and rebuilt my life from scratch. And then the pandemic came, and then I met Donna, and we just started hustling. And one of the things that really made it a concrete union was that when we started, we invested everything when we were broke. We invested all our money and nothing happened, and we were out there starving. My kids were there. We didn't have no food. So we kind of had to hunker down together. And ever since then, we've put in the work consistently. We've been making progress as business and obviously income, but it's like such a freeing, it's a feeling of just liberation to be in control of our own situation. If we don't want to work that day, we don't have to work, but we do it for the people. We do it for the sake of the people that come in. And in particular, the thing that I focus on is the release of oxytocin and dopamine and all those feel-good chemicals along with the yoga. And right now I'm a little bit frustrated because I was hit by a vehicle about a week ago or a couple of weeks ago, and I won't be able to be given instruction. So I'm almost like a little jealous. I'm like, oh, somebody else is going to teach it. So I'm really going to be focusing on getting myself back into form to finish my certification and teach the classes.
Mm-hmm.
But luckily I've got, the best partner there is, and she pulls the wagon when, nobody else is left to pull. She never stops impressing me with her strength and dedication. So I would take a lot from her as like a mentor, as somebody who knows more about things than me. And I'm not the kind of guy that's like too proud to learn. So I feel really blessed. I was in the hospital this morning, and now I'm here at your show. So it's like, it's a beautiful thing.
It is a beautiful thing. So Donna has been through a lot. She, for those of you guys that don't know her, she kind of like downs herself a little bit, and she shouldn't. And I love that part about her, because she is willing to sacrifice so much about herself for the sake of other people. Right. So what she didn't say is that she's a mom to a beautiful daughter, but she's also a mom to 2 children that were not even hers. So, somebody passed, actually 2 people sadly passed. And what are they? I forget.
My niece and nephew.
Her niece and nephew had nowhere to go. She took them in. She fixed her whole house, redid the entire bedroom upstairs. And so they would have a place to sleep. Okay. And even though she was going through that, she was still trying to build a business to financially be secure so she wouldn't have to worry anymore. And when she met Martine, she brought him into that amazing place of life, right? Because Martine, I can tell you, when I met him, was not the way that he is right now. He had a lot going on. He has come to terms with so many things and grown so much with her, and together it's like they just get life. And it's not easy to get life. I tell you that 100%. It's not easy, because very often we're pulled back into the what ifs or the then whats or the oh craps or whatever, right? Because we don't believe in ourselves enough to understand that we deserve. And we do. And I think every time that he's thought, I don't deserve, she's like, yeah, you do. And every time she's thought, I don't deserve, he's like, yeah, you do. And I think that that's what happens in a relationship when you have a union with somebody that just gets love. So if that's you and you're in the process of figuring these things out, you are in the right place right now, because on SuSanity Life show, this is what we talk about, right? We have guests come on and we have them talk about their journeys. So Donna, prior to opening her animal aura yoga, had a soul equine rescue
Yes.
thing. And before that, her and Martine were going to Puerto Rico. And what the heck were you doing in Puerto Rico?
Well, we were trying to set up some B&Bs,
Yes.
so that we could gain some income
Yeah.
and then have a place to go travel. We got involved with other people there with jewelry and DJing and just kind of adventuring out in the Caribbean,
just exploring ideas
and I actually met her when I was working at a solar company.
Yeah.
And she just offered me a TV. And I was like, "Ooh, but what do you want for it?" And she's like, "Nothing." So I was like, "Oh, okay." And then from there, she just put the battery in my pack. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm a procrastinator. I'll think of a great idea and I'll be like, "Well, we'll do that a little while later." And she's like, "No, we won't. We'll get on it." So
wait, when is your birthday?
August 25th.
August 25th. I'm December 13th. I don't know, Fire.
You're both fire.
So basically,
you're both fire.
Basically, the progress that we've made, because we're imperfect, right? Everybody's got their traumas and their behaviors that they developed in their last relationship and reflexive things that we.
That's crazy. You're both Sagittarius.
No, Virgo, Sagittarius.
Virgo, Sag.
Perfection.
But she's taught
then
me
you
to
have
always
Sag
look up
in
on
you,
the sunny side.
Yeah.
Like when
I was going to say, then you have
dumps,
Sag in your chart.
Sometimes I'll be down, right? I'll be down and she's just like, she's got a smile. She's like, has a way of picking you up. And it's, in this world, you don't really get that. You know what I mean? It's like a unique thing that I really appreciate about her and her energy. I remember when I first was spending time with her and she'd be like belly laughing in the morning. She'd be like happy and belly laughing. And I'd be like, "Donna, why am I upset with you about this? Like, you're laughing and happy and it's pissing me off. Like, something's wrong with you,
We remember you saying that.
And over time now, I'm like you said, I've changed a lot and I'm not as like in this dark place anymore.
I can feel that.
And I feel well. Yeah, I got hit by a car, but like the spirit within is feeling so much more in control, empowered, and I gotta give credit where credit's due. I've lost a lot of the old toxic relationships. It's just you grow out of them. If you don't evolve together, you grow apart. You know what I mean? I think me and her have been pretty conscious in staying after the hustle, staying after the job, staying after the next adventure, and we've had some adventures.
Absolutely.
So it's really a lot about gratitude and the Most High, praising and being grateful for all the things that happen, because life can be over like that. So while we're here and we're engaging and we're participating in life, it's a beautiful thing. You just got to be grateful.
Yes, we're going to be going on a break soon, but I love that you said that, because I feel like Donna has been an influence in my life too, and actually a lot of other people's lives too. It's like she and it's funny that you're a Virgo because that makes sense, but it does make sense, and it doesn't make sense only because Virgos are very, very interesting. We'll get into this in a minute. And Sages are very interesting too. But what I love the most, one of my best friends is a Sag. And what I love the most, Amy, hi Amy. What I love the most about Sagittarius is that you will tell someone something they need to hear, but not in a mean way. And we'll talk about that in a minute, because that's exactly what you guys do. So guys, this is Unity Radio 97.9 FM with Community Connection. My name is SuSanity Life. I'm the host here of the SuSanity Life show. Super excited to have you guys all here. And we'll be right back.
Hello, my name is Talvin Familia, president of the Manny 267 Foundation. And you are listening to Unity Radio 97.9 FM. Worcester Community Connection.
Hey, what's up, Worcester? This is Jacqueline Carr, and I'm inviting you to be inspired with me every Sunday starting at 6 a.m. with the Jacqueline Carr Show on Unity Radio. I'll get you going with a motivating word, special guest, the absolute best music, and a few other surprises. But you gotta tune in on Sundays at Unity Radio to find out. It's Jacqueline Carr, and the Jacqueline Carr Show is happening Sundays from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. right here on Unity Radio 97.9. Worcester's Community Connection, and also streaming on WUTY.org.
Hi, I'm Randy Floyd, host of the Unity in the Community Show on Unity Radio 97.9. Join me and my guests as we discuss topics on embracing our diverse cultural communities, the music, the arts, and healthy lifestyles. I'm Randy Floyd, host of the Unity in the Community Show, Wednesdays at 3 p.m. on Unity Radio 97.9, Worcester's Community Connection.
Hello, I'm Pastor Sharon Henderson of Covenant St. Andrew's United Methodist Church, 24 Hamilton Street, Worcester, Mass. We welcome you to worship with us every Sunday at 10 a.m. Let's worship together and love one another. I'm Sharon Henderson, pastor of Covenant St. Andrew's United Methodist Church, 24 Hamilton Street. We welcome you to worship with us at 10 a.m. every Sunday. Let's do it together and let's make peace.
Support for Unity Radio 97.9 FM is provided by United Way of Central Mass, aiming to improve the community and break the cycle of poverty, and the Woosocks Foundation, seeking to make dreams come true for families in areas of education, social justice, recreation, and conquering cancer. Unity Radio, Worcester's Community Connection.
Let's talk, Worcester.
Unity 97.9.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome back to Unity Radio 97.9 FM, Worcester's Community Connection. My name, again, is Susan Ouellette. I am the host here at SuSanity Life Show and the owner of SuSanity in Sturbridge, where wellness meets peace of mind. So if you're looking for massage or Reiki or polarity or anything like that, that's where you can find me at SuSanityLife.com. Welcoming back Donna French and Martine Lopez and talking a little bit more about their journey. So when was it that you, because I remember you, because we talk a lot. We haven't talked lately a lot, but we usually talk a lot, but she's been so busy. But when did you decide that you guys were going to start going to Puerto Rico? Was that like 3 years ago?
Yeah.
Because she's like, you need to come to Puerto Rico. You need to come with me. And every time I tried to go, I had my mother, and then Jacob went to the Marines, and then I had like all these things. And I was like, I want to go so bad. And I never got to go. I was so upset. But they met this awesome couple down there, and they went and stayed. You guys went and stayed with these people.
Yes.
And then you became friends with him.
Yep.
And then her. And then literally, I would be on the phone with her, and the next day I'm going to Puerto Rico. And they'd be there like every couple of weeks, every couple of months. Sometimes I'm like, where are you? I'm in Puerto Rico. I'm like, oh, you lucky. So anyway, how did that start?
We just decided to go on a trip to Puerto Rico, and just really fell in love with the country and the food. And he's from there. And we were flying on Frontier, and Frontier Airlines had what they called the Go Wild Pass. So for $500 for the year, you could fly out last minute, literally for taxes. So I think we were paying like $39. And
did you tell me that? Do they still have the Go Wild Pass?
Yeah, we haven't had it. Yeah, we haven't had it for the last like year and a half. We haven't
If
been
that
out
comes
there
out, let me know, because I'm going to sign up for that.
Yeah. So I just feel every part of your journey brings to where you are today.
I agree.
So there was a couple things why we were going out in Puerto Rico. I mean, we really wanted to start the solar company called Island Sun Solar, just things that we were exploring. We were entrepreneur, looking for like the Airbnb, thinking about having, as you said, we met in network marketing, and in network marketing, as you become leaders, you have teams. And sometimes when you have a team, you want to motivate your team. And I'm thinking, well, if we get an Airbnb out here, or we can have a place where some of these leaders could take their top people that are, doing well in the company on a little retreat. So I was like having all these different ideas, throwing them at Martine. And
You always have all these different ideas, even your house, even her house. So she lives in a farmhouse. Okay. She bought this farmhouse. It's beautiful. There's so much character. And then she decided that she was going to start looking for horses. And so, or actually this horse just appeared. So then she finds a rescue horse. She decides to bring Bria and Donna found this horse, and they named
Bria named him Spirit.
And they've been raising this horse who was supposed to be
slaughtered.
Done.
Yep. In Mexico. Yep.
And then she started doing things with dogs and chickens and ducks and goats. And I mean, there's nothing, it's like nothing that she hasn't done. And because she does things from her heart, and I think that's where people need to realize that sometimes your heart is really where it's at, right? Your heart is where the action is, right? Whether you believe that God's in your heart or you're in your heart or spirit's in your heart or someone else passed away, whatever, it doesn't really matter. It's your heart is unconditional love. And when you have unconditional love to offer, or you have unconditional love to receive, then the universe opens up and says, oh, here you go. However, very often when you have that situation going on, the person that you might have connected with may still need to grow, or you may need to grow. And that's when you learn more and more and more and more. And that's when the world just goes it's like on fire.
Magic.
So Martine is from Puerto Rico, and he came here. He has two children, right? Yep. 2 children. And when he got here, he was a little confused about life, right? But at the same time, he was so spiritually connected to himself. Like when you're around him, like you can feel that. And even though the darkness was present, because it's present in all of us at times, he wasn't willing to sacrifice a part of who he was to go down that path anymore. And you should be so proud of yourself for that.
I appreciate that. I think we shared a little bit of experience.
Yeah.
And I was just seeing things through like a cloud, like a negative viewpoint.
Yeah.
At that time, I was hurting a lot, divorce, kids, and essentially, it's like how you decide to see the picture of your life, and what you were talking about in your heart. So it's like, I don't think I had really developed the faith that I have now. And at this point now, I feel like whatever shall come, it'll be all right, because, God he's shown me, I don't need no proof from anybody else. I've seen it myself. Sitting here, I got hit by a vehicle, my knee and my leg got busted up, my arm got busted up. I've been in the hospital for like 4 weeks. I came out just for the interview. And, life is so beautiful. And there's so many different things that can, turn in a second when you're down and suddenly you're back up. And if you just put out what you expect from others, I really genuinely believe that. Nowadays, there's so many things going on in the news. People are controlled by narratives and all of this. And I just I don't buy into that. I buy into Mother Nature. I buy into like praying in the sunset, a little corny maybe to some people, but I feel in tune with that. Mm-hmm. And then even though I'm doing better than I've done in a long time, to be injured, it's kind of a step back, like, God, why did you injure me? Why did this happen to me? And I feel like further down the road, I'll get an explanation for that. Like maybe I need to slow down a little because I'm a little hot.
Like I was just gonna say that to you.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. I was just going to say, well, maybe if you slowed down, you wouldn't be having this issue. Because when she sent me that picture,
Oh my gosh.
when she sent me that picture, first of all, I saw myself because, of course, that's
That's what
exactly
I
how
thought.
I looked.
When I saw him,
After the
I
motorcycle
saw you.
accident, I was like, what happened? And she told me, I was like, that was about an awakening. And so I was like, I wonder what happened during that awakening.
And basically, I had this dream, and I don't really know who I was talking to in the dream or anything, but they were like, do you realize that your brain could have been destroyed or your neck could have been destroyed and you could be completely paralyzed or worse? And I woke up like, no, don't do that to me, And it's like, I think from now on, I'm really going to practice being deliberate, conscious of every movement I make, because I have sons. I got to take care of them. We've got businesses that are starting to compile and starting to gain momentum. And right now, being injured, I don't feel like I can, I can't be the partner that I've been. So it's my responsibility to take care of myself for my family, for my business partners. And as the world turns, it's you always get another opportunity until you don't.
So did you have that dream during your accident? Like, do you remember what happened? Like, do you remember what happened?
So basically, I was driving and my car ran out of gas, right? And I don't, I've never run out of gas really in my life. I'm always pretty good about gas. And then the tire was also like flat. It was like going down. So I got my gas tank and I started walking, and it would have 20 feet, 30 feet, 50 feet. I got whacked by a car. I don't remember anything. And the next thing I know, I'm in the hospital.
It's about a week later when
you
actually woke up.
Yeah,
a little over 10 days.
Like I was combative, and they had to
sedate
me and hold me down and stuff.
You don't remember what was happening when you were on the ground?
I don't remember a thing. But I remember when I started coming around, the doctor, Dr. Burns was outstanding. He fixed up my, I had a dislocated elbow, broken ulna, had a little dislocated hip. My tibia was broken, my knee got wrecked, and he fixed it all up just in one sitting. So, it really was a blessing to have him. Everything lines up just the way it's supposed to when it's supposed to. So I couldn't have come up with that. God did that for me. And I'm not Bible thumping. I'm not a Bible thumper. I'm just saying, you got to take your blessings and accept them. And that's where I'm at now. Like, I'm just really putting in my faith in God.
I think sometimes he gives us God nudges.
Yes.
That's what I call them. I think that they happen a lot more than we think, because we don't actually see them.
Mm-hmm.
I think that when we go through things in our life, like we've already been given like this chance, until finally it's almost like he says, well, you're not listening. So I don't know how to get you to listen. So here you go. Same thing with me. She knows. I was, with the motorcycle accident, I had just found a house to live in. My kids were good. I was in the middle of divorce. I was a mess because I was getting divorced. I felt terrible. I go to this house. I'm going to rent this house. And next thing you know, I get on a motorcycle, and an hour later I'm off of it. And I'm in the hospital like that, And so, and I didn't understand that. We'll talk more about this when we come back, but I didn't understand that, but I kind of understand that a little bit more now. And it just gives me so much, even though that happened, it gives me so much joy and so much happiness to know that he loved me that much. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So guys, this is Unity Radio 97.9 FM, Worcester's Community Connection. My name is SuSanity Life. I'm the host here at SuSanity Life Show. Happy to be here with Donna French and Martin Lopez, and we will be right back.
Hey, this is Ricky Duran, and you're listening to Unity Radio 97.9 FM, Worcester's Community Connection.
Hi, I'm I'm Storm, and I'm a part of the Bruce Wells Scholars Upward Bound program. The Upward Bound program is a program that helps many promising low-income, first-generation, college-bound Worcester High School students. After joining this program, I've learned many different and important life skills while making new connections and getting real-world experiences through internships and classes. If you're interested in any of these opportunities, you can find more information at www.sevenhills.org or 617-866-1293. That's www.sevenhills.org or 617-866-1293. A brighter future begins with you.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Q, host of the Woo 508. I'm here with
your girl Liza, Miss Consistency.
And it's your girl Chantel in the building.
Yes, y'all. Go ahead and follow us everywhere. YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, the Woo 508. That's THEWOO 508. Woo!
Tell me again, roll me a bone, step into the groove, now you're in the zone.
Hi, I'm Suzanne Graham Anderson, also known as Positively Suzanne, host of Black in Business, Thursdays at 5 p.m. on Unity Radio 97.9. Black in Business is a series of conversations with influential members of the Black business community. These entrepreneurs knows what it means to risk everything to create successful businesses and spark positive changes in the community. So join us. Again, I'm Suzanne Graham Anderson, also known as Positively Suzanne, right here on Black in Business, Thursdays at 5 p.m. on Unity Radio 97.9, Worcester's Community Connection.
Tune in to Affirmations with Alex, and together we will affirm our way to a healthier mindset by listening to empowering messages. Hi, I'm Alex from Affirmations with Alex. Join me every Monday through Thursday at 10 p.m. on Unity Radio 97.9 FM, Worcester's Community Connection.
Hi, this is Raymond Lopolito, the general manager of the Worcester Smiles Football Club, and you're listening to Unity Radio, Worcester's Community Connection.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome back to 97.9 FM, Worcester's Community Connection. My name again is SuSanity Life. I'm the host here of SuSanity Life Show. Super excited to be here and the owner, of course, of SuSanity in Sturbridge, SuSanityLife.com. I'm here with Donna French and Martine Lopez from Animal Aura Yoga, which we're going to talk to a little bit soon about that, because imagine going to a yoga studio and instead of just sitting there alone, having puppies run all over the place, right? And getting to do yoga with these little puppies. It's so cute. But anyway, we were talking about how we sometimes lose our path to God and find our way back to God, right? And so you had asked me about how I did, and I think I always knew that God existed. I think that I always believed in my heart I had to, because I don't think I would have survived if I didn't. Mm-hmm. Many times over, because there were so many times where I needed that nudge. Mm-hmm. And very often I would wait so long that the nudge would get so big because I wouldn't be paying attention, you know? And so when I was given the chance to see my dad, whether in a dream or in heaven or whatever, it was almost like I was given a second chance to believe. Right. Yeah. And even now, I don't know what I would do without that.
Well, for me, I grew up, in Puerto Rico and South America and all over the place. And once upon a time, they used to take me to like Santeria churches, and I've been to Amish church. I've been to Mennonite church. I've been to with the Mormons. I've been, I'm like I like to study religion and the way people worship. And ever since I was a little boy, like my mother never instilled like, Catholicism or anything like that. But I always felt that there was a higher power. I mean, we're not the ultimate in the universe. There's something in control of creation. So for me, it's been, there was a time when I was like, maybe we're a petri dish, you know what I mean? Somebody's just messing around with it. But I've felt love from a higher source. I've been protected by a higher source. I've I may sound a little crazy, but I've been in touch with what I believe might be angels at times that directed me into a path away from trouble. And it's like, are people ashamed to say that, to accept that in their hearts nowadays?
I think it's funny that you brought that up because yes, I mean, I know a lot of people that like I had that near-death experience that I believed was my near-death experience, but people that have those near-death experiences, sometimes I don't remember them right away. That's why I kind of asked you that question. And sometimes it comes later, but they don't talk about that either.
Yeah. I mean,
more people I think are starting to want to be more present and want to let people know their belief systems and stuff. But I think that for so long in life, like where things are pushed on us to the point where it's like we don't want to believe because we want to shut down. Because why do we have to believe that? Because you do.
Right.
But if you go at it a different direction, like planting the seed, right, and you just let a person have their belief system, it's their belief system. There's nothing you can do to change it. If that's what you believe, then that's what you believe. But this is what I believe. But that's okay if you believe what you believe. Like, I'm not trying to push my belief system onto you. I'm just trying to give you an idea of how I got to where I am so that maybe you could see a light at the end of the tunnel if you don't see one.
Yep.
And it goes the same thing with darkness. Both of us have had. I just recently had the craziest dream because I'm now going to train to be something at my church, and I'm really excited about it, like super excited. And I had a dream, and it was the craziest dream ever, but it gave me a chance to see something too. So I don't know why, but it's just, I think sometimes we're given those little nudges again. And I feel like you and me and her, actually, we've all been around so much toxic stuff, like with relationships, with family members, with friends even, that sometimes we don't realize that we're not supposed to give a part of ourselves away to have them be happy or to have them not be toxic or to have them not be broken. Like, that's not our job.
It's not.
That's not why we're here.
I love the way you just put that.
It's not at all why we're here. And that's I think why God is so present right now, because he's trying to show that to people. Like, look, did that happen? Yes. Was I crucified? Yes, I was. My son was, and I think that's why we're all coming together collectively to show people, look, at just because that happened to you, or you made a mistake, or you made a choice that wasn't necessarily the best, it doesn't define who you are as a human being.
Mm-hmm.
You define who you are. You define who you are. I define, Oscar define. We all define who we are. We don't need to know that other than the fact that unconditional love and love, and if you believe in a God, then you believe.
And you can always rededicate yourself anew, every day to try to do better than the day before.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know anybody who's perfect. I don't know anybody who's gotten it all right from the very beginning.
No.
You know what I mean? So I've been 100 different people in my life, and the closer I feel to God, the more I love myself by loving him. So it's like this reciprocal, symbiotic thing with the great Father. And it feels good.
Mm-hmm.
It feels good. And I can go to bed early and feel good and not have any, my conscience is clean.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't always clean, and it's just, I'm not a Bible thumper. Like, I never thought I would actually be saying these kind of things. You know what I mean? But at a certain point, the mathematics of it start to math. And you're like, okay,
Yeah.
I gotta
Like,
walk this path.
Yeah.
I gotta walk this thing right. And
like, it's crazy right now how Revelation is like now.
Yes.
And I read it and I go, oh boy, okay. I put it away because I'm like, I can't, because everything's like, it's crazy, but it's true.
Yeah. I mean, I have, I'm working on a short story. It's a short story about a man who wanted to be friends with God.
Oh, I love that.
And he wanted to try to broker some kind of deal to change Revelations.
Oh, geez, that's funny that I see. How intuitive. See,
yeah. He wanted to try to.
You'll have to have him back for that.
Oh, I will have him back on. Yeah.
And and I'm developing that concept and trying to learn more about. Because I don't know that I've never read the Bible. The way I've read the Bible is I just open the certain page and I'll read what is on that page and see what resonates with me. So it's not like, I don't know, I see these men who preach the word and they got like $60 million jets and they, you know what I mean? They just kind of, I don't know. So I think I'd rather take the humble approach and have my wooden cup, you know, as opposed to like the jet. But I'm very grateful, and God has brought me to the right people. I've learned a lot. I've gained a family. I've gained a relationship back with my mother, which was very strained.
Oh, good.
So, you know, my heart's just full of gratitude right now, and it goes all to, you know, where all the prayers go, you know, you could say.
They go up.
So
Yes.
it's so funny. So the way that we connected was the one day that we were in the hotel. Remember we were in the hotel room?
Yep. We were in Las Vegas. We had just came down from Elvis Presley's
Something.
penthouse.
Mm-hmm. And something happened in the hotel. We won't get into it, but something happened in the hotel. And it was like, I looked at her and I was like,
I remember it like it was
I
yesterday.
can't believe you never told me how connected that we were. Let's just say we were very connected. And the way that we connected way back when and the way that we connected now, it's like our souls like knew that we were supposed to be sisters. But I didn't know that until one day I was in this hotel and there was something going on and I went running outside and I was like, oh, I can't believe you never told me. I was so mad. And Andrea was there too. And I did the same thing to her. I was like, you too. I'm like, I can't believe that. The whole time after my accident, the whole time during all the network marketing type stuff, when I was going through my divorce, it was like, I couldn't see that. I almost had two angels like right near me, guiding me and trying to teach me. And I wasn't even paying attention to the stupid signs. Like I wasn't even paying attention.
You were in the hallway talking to Abby.
And I was talking to Abby.
Yes.
It was
like
crazy.
I feel like it just happened because I can picture you walking in the room. We're sitting at the end of the bed and you come in and
I was so mad too, though.
Yeah, you were angry.
I can't believe you didn't tell me. And you're like, what? And you're like, what? And then I think Andrea was in the other room.
She was in,
getting
ready.
I was like, and you too. And you're like, what? And I'm like, I think I was like looking at her face going, why didn't you tell me? And she's like, whatever. And then you guys kind of like tootle around. I'm like, I was so mad. That's how I found out how connected that we were. I was like, I can't. And, you know, anyways, that was crazy. And so it's been like that ever since.
Yeah.
It's like, and so every time you're going through something or I'm going through something, even if we're not talking, it's like, I know. And so when that happened, I was like, I knew, like, I was like, oh my goodness. And then you sent me the picture and I was like, oh, awakening. It's an awakening. It's supposed to be.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because when I walked into the hospital, I did not expect to see him the way he was. And when I saw him, I didn't even see him. I saw you. And I took the picture and instantly sent it. And I'm like, okay, I just got to follow what I'm supposed to follow.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, and here we are. And
yeah. Oh.
Anyway,
my heart is so full right now. So we're going to go on another break and then we have our last segment. And at the last segment, we're going to talk all about animal aura yoga. We're going to talk about all about it, like where it is, how to find it, how to find them, what's next in the upcoming future for animal aura yoga, and what's next for these two over here too, because they've just started. See, I've known her a long time and I've known him now for a bit, and they're just beginning. So guys, this is 97.9 FM, Worcester's Community Connection, W2I. My name is SuSanity Life. I'm the host here of the SuSanity Life Show, and we'll be right back.
Unity Radio. Whisper, we've got you.
Hi, I'm Siobhan Myers, your host on Talking Wellness, presented by the Kiva Centers on Unity Radio 97.9 FM. As a licensed mental health professional and leader in the field, I believe every story matters and healing starts with being heard. Whether you're navigating life's challenges or lifting others through theirs, I'm here to explore the paths of mental health, recovery, and wholeness. Tune into Talking Wellness on Unity Radio 97.9 FM every Tuesday from 5 to 6 p.m. for honest conversation and inspiration. This program is sponsored by the Kiva Centers, a statewide leader in peer-led support and recovery services. From Worcester to Western Mass, Kiva is lighting the way forward. Talking wellness, every voice, every journey. Speak up, be heard, and of course, be well.
Are you ready?
Hi, I'm Gary.
And I'm Steve.
And we're the hosts of Cannabis 101 on Unity Radio 97.9 FM.
Join us and our guests on Thursdays at 3 p.m. as we discuss the cannabis industry in Central Mass with energy, excitement, and passion.
We both take pride in providing you important information about the rapid growing cannabis industry. Support for Cannabis 101 is provided by Cannabis of Worcester on Unity Radio 97.9 FM, Worcester's Community Connection.
Hi, I'm Ernie Floyd, host of the Unity in the Community Show on Unity Radio 97.9. Join me and my guest as we discuss topics on embracing our diverse cultural communities, the music, the arts, and healthy lifestyles. I'm Ernie Floyd, host of the Unity in the Community Show, Wednesdays at 3 p.m. on Unity Radio 97.9, Worcester's Community Connection.
Activa la radio y Unity Radio 97.9 FM te invitan a escuchar el bloque latino todos los sábados de 7 de la mañana. 97.9 FM en la ciudad de Worcester.
This is Unity Radio 97.9 Worcester.
So guys, welcome back to Unity Radio 97.9 FM with Community Connection. My name is SuSanity Life, the host here at the SuSanity Life show with my amazing producer, Oscar, who's got this big smile on his face today. It's so nice to see. My heart is pure right now. Oh, I love it. Anyways, I'm here with Donna French and Martine Lopez from Animal Aura Yoga. And the reason they're here is to talk about Animal Aura Yoga. But in order to be able to see why they're where they're at now, you had to hear a little bit more about where they were before. Right. So it just goes to show you that no matter what anybody has been through, whether it's a car accident, a situation where someone has passed and you have to take on 2 more children that aren't even yours and become a mother figure to them, go through toxic relationships, go through breakups, go through divorce, go through anything like that, there is a way to rise above it. Always. But you have to choose that. You do. You have to choose it. It can't be chosen for you. You have to choose it. And whatever way you decide to do that is your choice. But at the same time, remember that very often, sometimes those God nudges is what I call them. They come to wake us up to things because we need to be woken up to those things, good or bad, right? So anyway, back to you guys. So let's talk about Animal Aura Yoga.
Yeah.
You start and then.
Animal Aura Yoga is actually my daughter. She's also a partner in the business. So
Great.
that's Martin, I, and Bria are the owners. So Bria's more behind the scenes. She's the one who came up with the name Animal Aura Yoga, which I absolutely love.
Bria is amazing.
And she's my daughter, and she's 25, and she just loves animals. So she has her own livestock and pet sitting business. So this is right up her alley. But Martin and I had a vision. It was about making people feel better. And I've always been around animals my whole life. And I have my gift from God is networking. You ask me, do I need a plumber? Do I need somebody that advertisement? Do you know somebody who's renting a phone? Anything. I literally have just about 7,000 contacts in my phone. So I can just pull it out and show you. I think it's 6,900 and something.
I already know.
But anyways, I had a friend of mine make this really quick. Her name was Emily. She called me really quick. She had some pug puppies. She goes, "Did you ever hear of puppy yoga? I think it's a scam." And I'm like,
Oh,
Emily.
that's what I don't think you told me that.
And I'm like, Emily, everything to you is a scam. So
I think it's a scam.
I happen to have a litter of puppies, and I got the same phone call because we advertised on the same website. And I started talking to this gentleman, and he says, "Well, come out to Boston. We'll compensate you for bringing the puppies to get socialized. They're there on Saturday."
Oh, that's right. You started in Boston because you called me. You're like, you should come to Boston. I was like, yeah, I never got up there.
So long story
I will get
short, long story short, I saw what was happening with the people and the puppies. Not only the socialization with the puppies, the energy, like. We also have a French bulldog. That's a whole nother story. We'll have to come back to get into how Roxy came into our life. She's actually our studio dog. But people started booking for Roxy when I was bringing her with the litter of puppies to get socialized. And just, I saw this woman, she just started crying, and Roxy was just there licking her. She's a 4-year-old Frenchie. And she goes, I just lost my French bulldog, and I'm actually wasn't supposed to be at this Puppies and Yoga. I booked at another studio, but got the wrong address, where that studio had French bulldog puppies and this studio didn't have it. It just was sort of serendipitous.
A God nudge.
Right. So and Martin sees how fast, Martine will see how fast I do things. And I'm like, I need to do this. I just have been sitting back the last couple of years, really just enjoying life. I mean, not chasing my dream. I feel like I've been living where my goal in life. I love where I live. I love life. I don't have anything to make me get up out the door. I was just really enjoying life. And I knew I had to do something different. And I remember telling Martin, I said, we're going to open up a Puppies and Yoga. And I know he's probably looking at me like,
here we go again.
Well, the thing is that I've seen how much people come to you when they have a new venture. You know, that's one of the first things that I noticed was like, there's a new venture, there's a new business, and here we go. We're going to call Donna. We're going to take up an hour and a half of her time at 7 in the morning and try to get her on board. And I said, and I'm like, Donna, you gotta,
and I was her protector, and I was not gonna
right. You gotta like get compensated for that time and that energy. You know what I mean? So we started doing the Pups and Yoga in Boston, and it was really cool. But Donna is presenting the whole experience. You know what I mean? Like, she's entertaining the customers, she's picking up the poop, she's running the show, and it's like, are you getting paid for this? Like, are you getting paid for this, or are we just getting paid for the dogs?
Just for the puppies.
So, you know, it kind of became.
Tell me any of that.
It kind of became a thing of like, you know, like, well, if you're doing that much work and we're doing this together, like, let's do it ourselves.
Correct.
And
it's not your own business,
right?
Yes.
And have them find somebody else who's got the charisma to talk to all the people and keep the thing floating, and everybody's happy and the poop is cleaned, and then meanwhile the girls in the back are just like, you know, hanging out. And like, no, we can do this, you know. And we put it together. She put it together mostly, and I was kind of like, I don't know, you know, the Old Hampshire Mall, you know.
Yeah.
But then like the support that came out, we've been in a bunch of, you know, there's been a bunch of interviews, there's been a bunch of people that came out, the Chamber of Commerce, it's been very welcoming, people are supportive.
It's in Hadley, right?
Yeah. We're right by UMass, literally minutes.
It's, you know, we've had interns, volunteers, you know, UMass students that come in to just help, and
the cookies. So then people you can tell people how to get there, and then and how what you guys are doing next.
So what our vision is, and I people always just look at me a little weird because people come for Puppies and Yoga, but a lot of times they're like, we just want to snuggle with the puppies. And in my vision, which I impressed upon Martin, I was like, I sort of want to be like the Savannah Bananas or the Harlem Globetrotters. I want to be something different. Like, what's going to make us different? And we're going for what the community needs. And we not only have, which I love, the Puppies and Yoga, the experience is amazing. But then we got to a point where we just are now offering snuggle sessions. We call it the Puppy Power Break and snuggle sessions, where there's no yoga. So a lot of people who are in wheelchairs or you know, we're all age friendly, that they can come in. We've had 4 generations up to a 97-year-old man sitting in a chair just enjoying puppies. But it's a place where you can come in for a half an hour or an hour and just sit and be present. You forget about your job. You forget about all your worries. You forget that your car.
Are you listening to this, guys?
And
are you
it's a
listening to
safe
this? This is
place,
amazing. This is amazing. This is perfect for veterans.
It's perfect for visitations. Like, there's a couple
Parents.
fathers that bring in their children for visitations.
Yeah,
where it's
to
a calm,
Yeah,
peaceful
because they're
place.
always looking for things to do, like especially when you're going through a divorce or
Experience.
something like
memorable
that.
experience.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Yeah.
really like when you see the people leaving, smiling,
Yeah.
you can feel the energy that it's
I love that.
it's something that's positive. Like I like to say that you can't leave without feeling well.
And
You know?
people, think about it. People would need that. We need that right now, right? With the world of the way that it is, like the people are looking for some sovereignty, some a hug from the universe or a hug from a puppy or a hug from whatever.
Yeah.
But that's awesome.
So one of the biggest questions people ask us, where do the puppies come from? What do you do? Da, 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 da. So first I tell people we don't own the puppies. They don't live there. We don't sell or do any adoptions because a lot of people, oh, you should do rescues. That is not our mission. Our mission is about mental health and wellness and socialization of puppies. So as they get older and they go into their homes, you have a well-rounded dog that's not going to end up in a shelter or a rescue. And I tell people, we don't work with like breeders or shelters. We just work with people who have a litter of puppies, just the same place you find them. We look on puppies.com, Craigslist, Mass Live, any place that you would find a puppy. But what I find out is a third of them are scammers. The next third or quarter, I should say, is I got to convince people we're not a scam. Fourth, the puppies have to be 7 to 12 weeks old and have vaccines, which knocks out a whole bunch of people. They're like, oh, because we're selling them cheap, we can't do that. So when I do find a litter of puppies locally, they're dropped off on Saturday morning. They're there for the couple classes and then they go home at night. So it's really about socialization and just having well-rounded. But the bottom line is just, we want people to
So people that
smile.
own these puppies drop them off and then
Yes.
they come pick them up.
Yes, or some of them will just stay the day, which is amazing. They just stay and
That's amazing.
Yeah, and we also work with a behaviorist from Practically Perfect Mutt Training and 22 Mohawks. We donate part of our proceeds to it's veteran suicide prevention, which they purchase service dogs for veterans. And then when people do private events, bachelor parties, team building, working at the hospital. Also, anybody who comes in our studio, we give a crystal if it's a birthday or they're celebrating a special event. But I'll let Martin jump in since we're almost done.
Yeah, almost done.
You know, the bigger, I really like the part about the emotional development for the PTSD veterans suicide awareness program with 22 Mohawks. We've been working with them for
a couple years
now. And it's basically just a feel good environment. You get in there and you're helping in so many different aspects.
So how would someone find you if they wanted to?
So if they wanted to find us, they could just look us up, Animal Aura Yoga at the Hampshire Mall and Hadley.
Instagram, TikTok, Facebook.
Yep. We ask people to, you know, when people come in, we'll take pictures and we ask them to tag us.
Yep.
So we, you know, that's kind of how we pass the word along.
Yep.
But more and more people are showing up, like UMass, Smith College. We've worked with all the different sports teams, you know,
Girl
female, like it's just been really remarkable how much we've done since August. And that was our soft launch. And then and just before Valentine's, we did our
Grand opening February 4th.
with the Chamber of Commerce, and they really invited us in, and it was really a really strong connection, you know. So it's been a blessing to just, you know, we came from nothing, like literally, we didn't have $1 at one point, and to put in the work and have something that's starting to grow and thrive, it's just like.
Well, I'm so happy
The
for both of
American
you.
dream.
And thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Donna
having
French and Martin Lopez from Animal Aura Yoga. Guys, here they are. We're going to have stuff on our page too. I'm going to have some things on there. I'm going to have some things on my page too. So guys, thank you so much for being here. My name is SuSanity Life. I'm the host here at the SuSanity Life show on Unity Radio 97.9 FM with Community Connection. And we just want to send you guys so much love and so much peace and see you guys soon.
Okay.